Hey, this is Matt once again. We're about to end the video. There's another paid request, this time for Lucas. And thank you for that. For those interested requesting pretty much any type of videos, topics, reactions, reviews, randomness, out of the blueness, where it may be, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. And this is for the TV pilot of Gotham, which is a show I've heard of, but I've not seen anything of. I believe this is a show that lasts for 5 years. And it tells the precursor to Batman. It's Jim Gordon's story, really. Jim Gordon is a new cop, pretty much a rookie cop. He's with this new partner, which is Bullock. I remember that character on Batman the Animated Series cartoon. The guy who plays Gordon, Ben McKenzie, he's not too bad, not too shabby. And the guy who played Bullock is Donal Logue, which I've seen him in other stuff. I remember he was the guy who Eddie Murphy stopped and saved the hostage from at the beginning of Metro. That's Donal Logue. He's been in other stuff too. I thought those two actors worked well together. And it's... yeah, it's one of those things that I don't know if I really cared to need a show where you have Batman but with no Batman, and so it's just the criminal elements of Gotham before the Batman stuff comes up. Because this episode, you see Bruce's parents die yet again, the pearl necklace yet again. I swear, if I have to see that pearl necklace thing one more goddamn time, I'm gonna shoot my eyeball, I'm gonna shoot my tongue, I'm gonna shoot, I don't know, stick a fucking butter up my ass. It's like, yeah, fucking damn, gotta see that again. Only this time, Selena Kyle is stealing some stuff and she witnesses it. So, okay, well, that means Selena must be a hell lot older than Bruce Wayne, because Bruce Wayne's a kid and Selena seems like an adult. And it showcases you Jim, what kind of person he is. He's a code of morality, meaning that he wants to do the right thing, the moral. He's the good, honest cop. There's even a situation early on with a hostage where he saves the guy because the guy keeps talking about pills and, oh, you want pills? Okay, these are pills. Here you go. And he hits the guy, beats him up. I will say the fight scenes I'm not really big on because they're very cutty. Like almost each punch there's another cut. Or each hit there's another cut. It's not shaky, thankfully, but it's very heavily cut. And so to me that falters the fight scenes when they do occur. I'm not really a big fan of that. I mean, if they can't do it, then either train them to do it or get someone who can do it. But anyways, partnered with Bullock. Bullock is much more of a, in a way, crooked cop. I mean, he's definitely a guy who's willing to stretch the morality far more than Jim would. Bruce Wayne's parents get killed. Sean Pertwee, who I've seen in Event Horizon. He was great in Dog Soldiers. He's there as Alfred. Pretty cool choice for Alfred Pennyworth, the butler. But yeah, even from the pilot, you realize, okay, they're going to do this thing where everybody knew each other. I'm like, oh, great. Where, like in the police, Edward Nygma works for the police in Ballistics. Now, of course, Edward Nygma will later be the Riddler. Oswald, who will later be Penguin, he's in this. Even Poison Ivy as a kid is in this. I'm surprised fucking Mr. Freeze isn't in this. But there's Edward Nygma with Ballistics. Oswald works for this villain, Fish Mooney, played by Jada Pinkett Smith. which is not the show's fault, but I'm like, God, I really don't want to see Jada Pinkett Smith anytime soon, because I just want to spit in her face. Because she's a manipulator. I think she manipulated Will Smith. She cut his balls off, surgically had them removed, and yeah, I got your house. I'm doing my show from your house that you paid for, you fuck. And you're getting all the penance and you're getting all the... And fucking Jada Pinkett Smith. Fucking self-righteous bitch. Self-righteous bitch. Will Smith's at fault too for the slap, but she's just such a... I mean, she's a villain. Definitely Barr's a villain. She fits well as a villain, so I guess there's that. So at least there's that, unlike The Matrix, where she tried to be the good guy. I'm like, yeah, right, you're not good. So it's... I didn't mind the pilot for what it is, despite my little nitpicks I'm saying there. Because I thought Ben McKenzie and Donal Logue seemed like they could work well together. The production value is not too bad for a TV show. The way Gotham looks doesn't look cheap. Looks better than the clips I've seen of Batwoman. Looks like it's definitely of higher caliber than Batwoman. The fact it's about Jim Gordon at least brings a bit of difference to, you know, how many times can you see Batman over and over again? Although I did like the new Batman movie quite a bit. But yeah, how many times can you see that? The fact it's Jim Gordon, it's before all that. You know, I said, I don't know, do people really want to see that? But it went on for 5 years, and the more I think about it, I was like, at least it makes things a bit different. At least it makes things a bit more unique. As in, you know, change of pace. Get more of Jim Gordon to shine. To show how important he is. They'll look into the death of Bruce Wayne's parents. They talk to this Fish Mooney lady who's with the mob. They visit a suspect who's, I guess, is the father of Poison Ivy. Because she's named Ivy. There's a bunch of plants there. And fuck, they really are trying to introduce as many in one episode as possible. Surprised Killer Croc isn't in it. Geez, you got Bruce, of course, and Jim. You got Selena Kyle. You got Oswald. You got Nigma. You got Ivy. And now all that baby did the hiccups. Fuck. Calm Down is not that bad. Then I got the hiccups. Great. Damn it. I'll keep doing it. Maybe it'll be people laugh now that I got the hiccups. See? So let me attempt to do the rest of the review with a hiccup. So Oswald sees... So they find the suspect. They chase the guy. Jim fights him. Again, I'm not a big fan of the way the fights are done. I think it's a bit too quick-cutty. Donal Logue shoots, saves Jim Gordon. They're wondering what to do next. They find the pearls. They think we got our guy. But Oswald tells these other, like, DA guy... Not DA, but they tell these other guys they got the wrong guy. That guy was framed because Oswald wants to fuck over Fish Mooney and them so he can go up the ladder. So then Jim finds this out. He wants to find the real culprit responsible. Toss to Fish Mooney. He gets caught. Jada Pinkett beats up Oswald just like she does to Will Smith. That's what Jada Pinkett gave me the curse of the hiccups. That's Jada Pinkett's fault. Okay, let me bear with me for a bit. So Jada Pinkett beats up Oswald like she does to Will Smith. And Donal Logue gets there. He gets caught. Falcone comes in, says, we're not going to kill any cops. Let him down. Falcone, I guess, knew Jim Gordon's dad. He's told to kill Oswald. He fakes it, but he goes, don't come back here again. Shoots. Which I'm like, well, Jim Gordon fucked up, because as soon as Oswald comes out of the water, he kills a fisherman for his food. So, good job, Jim. You just got that guy killed. You should have just killed the guy. I get it. Jim Gordon is moral, and he doesn't want to go past that. But at the same time, it's still like, immediately Oswald kills someone. It's like, well, if you had killed Oswald, that guy would be alive. So, good job, Jim. Good job. Listen, I didn't mind the actors. I mean, yeah, I don't want Jada Pinkett to be seen in front of my eyes anytime soon, but again, she was alright as the villain, to be fair, but yeah. It's an interesting idea to showcase the early years of Jim Gordon, before he was a commissioner, before all that. You have the clean-cut cop and the morally bankrupt cop, so you have that friction in between, which I'm sure will lead to many variety of levels in later episodes. Because you have all these other personalities involved, it does give a certain intrigue of what will happen next. Like, how does Oswald become the Penguin? How does Selena Kyle get more involved? Does Ivy want revenge for her dad, or something else will happen? How does Edward Nygma go from working with the cops to being who he is? Which is probably why they introduced so many of those characters in the first episode. Keep with us to see what happens with them. And at least Ben McKenzie and Donal Logue are given good performances. That definitely helps in the matters. Again, I'd just say, I do wish that the action scenes were better handled, better directed. As I said, I think the cuts are a bit too quick, a bit too sporadic for me. Again, thankfully no shaky cam, at least they started to do that later. Like I said, the production values, like their clothes and the set design and some of the bigger shots of Gotham for a TV show looked pretty decent. It was tiring to see Bruce Wayne's parents get killed yet again. Again, it does create interest in what will happen next, but it was alright for a pilot. It was alright. I mean, I've seen much worse. I wouldn't say I absolutely loved it, but like I say, at the very least, despite what I would say at the beginning, at least it's a different take on the Batman. I don't know, mythology, however you want to put it. At least it's looking at it from a different angle, which is what some of us keep saying. And I'd be curious for people who grew up with, people who follow the show, like, how does the action scenes get better? How do you feel about it as a whole? Let's see. The guy who played Edward Nygma, I don't know. First impression, alright. Didn't mind the guy who played Oswald. Although I think Colin Farrell did a much better job in The Batman. I think he was a lot better than this guy, but again, this guy was alright. Jada Pinkett, I just wish she wasn't in it at all, because I don't want to see her face. The kid who played Bruce, not too bad, not too shabby. He was not annoying or anything. I thought he worked well. I didn't mind the scene where looks like we got the wrong guy, and he gives Bruce his badge. Is like, listen, I told you the truth. What's going on? You tell me what you want to do. Do you want to let people know that this is bullshit? That what we got was the fake guy, and there's people working on the inside? Or I'm going to try to find this out from the inside. I'm doing this. Do you want to trust me? And then Bruce gives it back to set up that friendship between Bruce and Gordon, which will flourish later on, of course, when Bruce is Batman. I thought that was nicely done. I keep harping on Ben McKenzie as Jim Gordon because if he doesn't work, the show would not work. But he works rather well. I don't know what else Ben McKenzie has been in, but I did quite like him. And Donal Logue, considering the only time I've seen Bullock is the Batman animated show, he has the right personality as Bullock. Like, those two worked, and if it's those two, it's not like one disappears halfway through, whatever. I think that I can see maybe why the show lasted 5 years and not just 1 year. Again, I don't know about putting all of these characters in one thing where they all happen to know each other. Call it fate, call luck, call it karma. Selena was watching and saw the murder and this and that. It's like, okay. But it's a bit too convenient. This is like, oh, he just happens to be that. But maybe it's just one of those things they did just for the pilot, just to, so. But other than that, I didn't mind it for what it was. I thought it was a decent pilot. Like I said, it did its job in making an intrigue to the viewer to maybe see what happens next. So, the music, I actually don't remember the music, to be honest. Whether that's good or bad, I don't know. I don't remember the music. But yeah, didn't mind it for what it was. So with that said, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.